it is a macroeconomic issue of how the economy will grow, because unless the economy grows, incomes of people will not grow and employment will not be available. So today the problem is, the employment is less for the youth. So how to increase employment? So if the economy can grow, then only it will happen. But the economy is in really bad shape at the moment, and the question is, how do we get over that? And for that, the government is making attempts, but it's only doing so for the organized sector and not the unorganized sector, whereas the problem has begun from the unorganized sector, where the employment is 94%, So 94% employment, if that gets affected in terms of incomes and so on, then obviously you'll have problem. At the moment, the economy is really, even officially, growing at only about 4.5%. And to double your income in nominal terms in 5 years, you require a 16% rate of growth. So if you're starting at 4.5% officially, then in the last quarter, you'd have to have 25% rate of growth, which is impossible. Or it'll happen only through inflation. Or if inflation kicks up, then people lose income, especially in the unorganized sector, and hardships can then increase. So in a sense, it's almost an impossible goal at the moment. So we'll eventually reach $5 trillion, but that will take 7 years or 8 years, not 5 years. It's going to be very tough because the job market is deteriorating. As industry declines, employment generation has become very weak. So what they have to do is prepare very hard, because there'll be very competitive environment. Secondly, they may not get formal sector jobs, so they have to begin to think of how they can actually help the informal sector and thereby help themselves. So that could be one possible way that they could profit in the future. This is very important because, if you get people, and especially young people from all around the country, then they will also be able to discuss. And, what is required is a political pressure that has to be built on the government to change its policies so that the unorganized sector can begin to get help. And once employment there begins, then the employment in the organized sector will also rise. So therefore, it's an integrated approach that needs to be adopted.